The Factor by Warfront. Talk about brilliance. He set a track record as a maiden, then kept raising the bar every time he stepped on the track.
They would need to sprout wings to catch the Factor. Super impressive. Couldn't get any better than that.
A top 10 general sire by winners in 2023, the Factor's no stranger to the big leagues. He's already sired grade 1 winners like Noted and Quoted and Sistron, plus graded horses like Charmaine's Mia, Bound for Nowhere, Factor This, and Multiplier. What really grabs me about the Factor is the sheer volume of winners he gets. His percentage of starters and winners from named foals is among the highest in the game. That kind of consistency is a huge reason breeders keep coming back, and the auction numbers back it up. He's had more than 76-figure yearlings, selling up to $750,000. With Warfront on top and Milwaukee on the bottom, the Factor's pedigree just screams versatility. No wonder he's proven himself on dirt and turf in the U.S. and abroad. And, of course, he's right here at Lane's End delivering serious value for the price. What have you seen from the Factors at the sale or on the racetrack?
The Factor, I remember we bought him as a 2-year-old in training, and his first out, he was heavy favorite. I remember I had Rosario on him. I said, Rosario, I don't want to go too fast early. Trying to, I don't want to go 21 and change. Synthetic track at Del Mar, and Rosario came out of the gate, grabbed him, and put him to sleep down the backside. And he turned for home, and he got beat. He didn't run. I go, it's like I didn't mean to put him to sleep. I just didn't want to go that fast. And he came back, and his next race was just outstanding. But he was brilliant. He was so fast. I believe he still has a track record here at Santa Anita. I think he went 106 and change for 3/4. Beautiful, well-balanced horse. I think he did his best running on synthetic. Probably that's why he's had some nice turf horses. But he was a horse that, like I said, he was a beautiful horse, put together well. Took him up to Oaklawn. He won. I believe he won the Rebel. Going long, but he really didn't want to run that far. I think he's probably a good miler, about as far as you wanted to take him, but he had brilliant speed.
Brad, you've had a good The Factor and Factor This, over $1 million earned. I would imagine when you get a good one by a sire like The Factor, when you're at the sales, you're looking at the racetrack, you probably have an extra eye open for The Factor. What was it about Factor This that made him so good?
Well, he had a big heart. We obviously picked him up through the claim box at the age of 3. And, immediately after we picked him up, I kind of thought, I think this horse, if we brought him back to the Midwest, he could be a stake horse. And we immediately tried that. Didn't have as much success early as we thought. But as he got a little bit older, he got better. And obviously, as an older horse, ran multiple triple-digit buyers and was a very good horse and a multiple graded stake winner.
And Bob had mentioned that one of the Factors, he was just super fast. Did you feel that kind of passed over to Factor This? I know he was a longer distance horse, but did he have that turn of foot?
Yeah, for sure. He won most of his races on the front end. Was able to, really high cruising speed. Was a very, very good workhorse as well. And he was a very good workhorse on the dirt. So that was he would give you a lot of confidence when you lead him over there on race day, just based off his works of the morning. And once again, he was a horse that displayed speed, carried it around 2 turns, and was very fast away from the gate, and tremendous amount of speed.
I know you're a student of pedigree. Have you noticed a trend with the Factor? Have you obviously you've had one of the best ones, but looking at other ones, have you noticed that they all kind of maybe have something in common?
Yeah, look, I think that you when you see him at the sale in the catalog, you'll definitely for me, I give him a look, and I think he's starting out as a decent broodmare sire as well. I've had a couple that are out of the Factor mares that seem to have some run and put some speed into them. So it's a positive, and I think there's great value there with him, in regards to the sales.
John, you got to see the Factor in person when he was running out in California. I'm sure you probably ran into him a few times. You had probably one of his best sons in Sistron. What are you noticing with the Factor as a stallion, as it were with a horse like Sistron?
Well, the Factor, I followed his whole career. I was the underbidder on him in the sale out there at Barrett's when they had that at Pomona. And so I watched him closely. He was a very good runner, so I wasn't scared to, to buy one of his offspring, and I'd still buy his offspring today because he's a good horse. He gets a lot of good, solid runners. And Sistrom is a very good horse. He won at a distance. He won short. So he's a horse we really liked. A beautiful horse also.
And we talk about brilliance on the racetrack. You got to talk about the Factor. A very, very fast horse. I remember when he broke his maiden at Santa Anita. When it comes to the Factor, one of the things that I've seen in kind of studying him and following him is his consistency. It just seems like he's just been a consistent type that just kind of always shows up in terms of his influence in the breeding shed.
Exactly. And I think that you see that with he's always there and thereabouts on the general sires list. Just very consistent for getting a winner for your mare. So if you got a young mare that you just want to get off to a good start, get a winner on the page, the Factor is a great place to start. And at $7,500, it's incredible value to get your young mare off to a great start.
It's a really interesting perspective. A lot of people make these investments in these brood mares, and it's a career for them. And a couple of bad ones to get started can really affect the mare's value. And a horse like the Factor, and pointing out that he's a safe bet to get your mare a winner, I think is a very interesting angle for a horse at this price point.
Exactly, and it's just that's what we want to do. We want to get these mares, give them the best opportunity to get off to a good start. And horses like the Factor, they're tremendous value for that.
And any horse that's shown the brilliance that he did to have the track record at Santa Anita when he broke his maiden, and I don't think that's been broken yet, but hopefully this video is evergreen, so maybe at some point it will be. But the fact that he did do that, I think is pretty spectacular.
You can see, just looking at him, he's got that power. When you let him go at the gate, he takes off across the paddock and he's kicking dirt back in your face with so much power. You nearly have to duck when you let him go at the gate.